Good morning, everyone. My name is Dean Brouder. I'm the Drug and Alcohol Resource Coordinator for Methuen Public Schools, and I'm very excited to have an old host on the show today, Mr. Osgood. It's Red Ribbon Week, so Methuen Public Schools are getting together and doing quite a few activities. Good morning, Jeff.
Good morning, Mr. Brouder. Thanks for having me today.
Absolutely. Always when I see another former student, I feel very special to still be sitting here, straight up. Anyway, Jeff, we've been working for quite a few months now together, collaborating different strategies, events, you're tweaking the curriculum, working with the athletic department. What's it been like to work together with so many departments, because we were for so long in separate components?
I think it's about time. It's a lot more work, I think, for everybody involved, but I think the product that we get from it is better. There's more coordination for the goals of our school, which is to provide a healthy environment for our students and staff and anybody who's part of Methuen Public Schools. So the coordination between the health and wellness team and the SAD advisors and the students in the SAD group and the athletic department, which has mandatory education for our student athletes in regards to drugs and substance abuse. Bringing us all together to have a unified front makes the most sense for a district. It's just not always easy. And I think sometimes when it's not easy, we go the easy route. But this year, I think we took the hard route, and it's shown because we have some great things coming up this week.
Yeah, I'm very excited about this week. And it's only 1 week, and that's what happens. A lot of times groups will get together, they'll meet once a month, and there's nothing wrong with that. I mean, that's how things start off. But we are here daily dealing with the children of Methuen. Out of all the things, I mean, we can talk about Red Ribbon later, but out of all the changes or the tweaks with the curriculum, which one is your favorite? I have one.
I have one too. I think within our curriculum, I taught health education here for 12 years, and now I get to supervise the department, which is quite an honor because I work for a great group of teachers that work hard. But when I taught health education, we always taught about drugs and substance abuse. We always did. This is nothing new. We always talk about the most current drug. I remember when I started, we were talking about ecstasy daily. That was in the news. That's what the hot topic. And now we're circling back around, sadly and very unfortunately, the opiate crisis, which we're all dealing with. But I think what we do in regards to health education is we talk to kids at a level that they can understand. So my favorite thing now, I'd have to say, is we introduced a book called Sunny Story to our 5th graders. And the teachers and the 5th graders are reading the book together. It takes about 2 days to get through the book. But Sunny Story is about a boy and his dog. And the whole story is told through the lens of the dog, and how he has such a great time with his boy as a young child, and the way that they play and how happy the boy is. And then the boy meets a new friend, and that friend is a bad influence, and that friend starts asking the boy to do things that he's not comfortable with, and the relationship between the dog and the boy changes. And the way that the dog tells the story hits home, I think, for adults too. I know that I was teary because your relationship with your pets. Yeah. But I think the kids get it. They understand that the kid starts to change when he takes a path that's not what he's used to, and that's very destructive. And to hear it from the lens of the dog introduces a really serious topic to young children in a way that's not putting the idea of using drugs in their head, but more proactive in its destruction and what it does to someone's life.
It's most appropriate. So we're going to have a guest today with our first speaker of the series. This year we're going to focus in on Methuen graduates, which you are one. Michael, coming on in a second, is one who have changed their community or have just changed their world in their own way. So thank you very much for coming on and giving us a basic introduction to Red Ribbon Week, and I look forward to working with you throughout the school year.
As do I.
Thank you very much, Jeff. Our next guest will be here in a minute, and we're just going to be segueing off. Remember, 978-273-4812 is our drug hotline, and we do care dearly for your children of Methuen. Thank you very much.
Red Ribbon Week memorializes the murder of DEA agent Camarena in 1985.
The Methuen High School STAD program believes in an honest and open dialogue about substance abuse.
So we asked students and staff why they Red Ribbon, or why they live healthy, substance abuse-free lifestyles.
Hi, my name is Dean Brouder, and I choose not to use drugs, and I'm wearing red as part of Red Ribbon Week because I'm the Drug and Alcohol Resource Coordinator. I believe I have to lead by example. I also found the strength because my family has lost terribly in the war against addiction, and so I continue to try to help others, and I'm proud to be part of a school that is proactive in trying to change people's attitudes towards substance use and abuse. And I'm asking all of you to be serious and think about what you're doing, and I hope you are wise in your choices. Thank you.
I Red Ribbon in support of our current and future Methuen High School students and families.
I Red Ribbon for my dad because he lost someone important to him to drug addiction.
I Red Ribbon because I want to play sports, and playing sports means no drugs and no alcohol. And I want a safe and stable family community, and I know if anyone's on drugs that is not safe, stable, or that can support me. So this is why I am drug-free and why I Red Ribbon.
We Red Ribbon because we want to defend the goal the best we can.
We Red Ribbon because
We want to be the first ones in our family to go to college. I Red Ribbon so I can score goals.
I Red Ribbon Week for my cousin Tommy Jason, who passed away February 22nd, 2014 of an overdose. I'll always remember him for his love of skateboarding, his bright red hair, and how he never gave up fighting to get better.
We Red Ribbon for JV Field Hockey. 1, 2, 3, hustle, hit, and never quit. We Red Ribbon to support our families and to make them proud.
I have a healthy lifestyle by being a vegetarian and being active, and I choose to do this so that I can live a long and happy life.
We Red Ribbon
Because we have Rangers pride.
Go Rangers!
I Red Ribbon because I believe in a healthy lifestyle.
I Red Ribbon because I've seen how my cousin's drug addictions have negatively affected my family.
Hey everybody, it's Mr. Ballistri. I Red Ribbon because choosing to live a healthy lifestyle is one of the things that I have control over in my life. So many things in this life we can't control, but choosing to be healthy is one of the things that I know I have power over to help make a positive difference in my life and the lives of people around me.
I Red Ribbon because I want a healthy future.
I Red Ribbon for my cousin Christopher, who lost his battle with heroin in October of 2005. And for my students and their families, and hopefully one day they never have to go through what my family went through.
We Red Ribbon for Coach Smith and the swim team.
I Red Ribbon because I want a good future in my life. That's why I hashtag Red Ribbon.
I Red Ribbon because I think that drugs are gross and I like to lead a healthy lifestyle.
I Red Ribbon because I want my body in the next 10 years to be as safe and healthy as it is now, and also because I want the environment around me to progress and become a better place.
Welcome back, everyone, to Let's Talk with Dean Brouder, and this is our first series of Methuen High graduates who've made a difference in their community. And today, Michael Gorman is here with us. Really good to see you, Michael. You and I have been doing quite a bit of business lately. Welcome. You're our keynote speaker for all the health classes today. You were here. You were just talking about how beautiful the building was. You were back when it was a Subway. A very quiet young man as a freshman. And tell us a little bit about the influences of your childhood into your high school years?
I would say my parents definitely had a huge impact on me growing up, definitely with the life lessons they taught me growing up. When I definitely got to the high school years, I would say Rich Barden, who's the principal right now here at Methuen High School, made such an impact on my life from then even to this point on right now.
So Rich Barden, he was your math teacher, he was your coach, he's the principal now. He's very proud of you, and he was really excited to know that you were going to be our keynote speaker. But what was it about Methuen High and sports and Barden with the colored folders and Brouder making you do presentations, and you had Mr. Osgood? What was it about that experience that kind of kept you on the clean path, making the right decisions? Because I'm sure, and we're not going to name them now, that there are quite a few people that you went to high school with that are not so healthy right now. What was it about sports and about people reaching out to you that really made a difference?
Well, I was grateful enough to actually play 4 years of varsity basketball and be the point guard here from Methuen High School. And like you said, Richie Barden was my high school basketball coach, but he also cared about me as an individual, outside of the court. And I kind of struggled with time management at times, and organizational skills. So he came up with, like, why don't we color coordinate, your folders, your notebooks, and work on that. He was the person that would stay after school, help me with homework, the one that would print out, the plays from the basketball court and go over with me so I would have no confusion when game time started. He just really cared about me as a person. He would just, tell me life lessons as, it's important to be a better person than a person on the court. Mr. Osgood, things I remember from him is just like the simple hellos, in the hallway. How was the game last night? How was school going? You don't forget little things like that, especially when someone comes up to you and just shakes your hand and asks you how your day is going. And it's just little things like that you just remember, you just take with you, to your everyday life.
Okay, so fast forward, Michael, you're our keynote speaker here. You and I have been together for the last few weeks or a couple months. Just having talks, and you telling me a little bit about your background and how you got into this, working with people that, America's known for the throwaway society. We use a product like shoes and then we throw them away. I'm not saying we throw away people, but people who are really struggling with addiction and other mental health issues. Why Michael Gorman? Why now? I've always remarked that you are someone involved in the recovery community that hasn't been directly affected by addiction in your family.
Correct.
That's correct, right? So usually if we're involved in the recovery community, we've either unfortunately lost someone or been directly impacted. What shaped you, or what motivates you to care about those that have maybe burnt bridges and hurt their own families and got themselves into a pit that's so deep they can't seem to get out of? Why you, Michael? And tell us a little bit about what you do that's a little unique in the community.
So when I was 18 years old, I actually started a program. So I just graduated Methuen High School. I was going to go to Anna Maria College out in Paxton, Mass. During that summer, I had this small idea of, starting a little organization for kids in Lawrence and Methuen and the Lowell area. It started off with just 7 kids. I wanted to build determination and motivation into these kids' heads. So what we would do is every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, we would actually meet at the Methuen bus loop, and you would do a 3-mile run. And that would build the motivation and determination in their heads. And they loved it. We would stick together, and we would get through that run together, and we would accomplish that. And they felt great after that run was finished. And then I kind of had this idea that I wanted to, have a yard sale, a car wash, a 3-on-3 basketball tournament to raise money. And with that money, I decided to bring these individuals mini golfing, bowling, to a zoo. Like, it's funny, these city kids, we're talking, their parents actually never even brought them to the zoo, so they're over there seeing a lion, having a blast, and they're talking about 17, 18-year-old kids. Right. I bring them to the bowling alley, and the first bowl is all a gutter ball, but they're all laughing and having a blast. And it's little things like that I think had an impact on those individuals.
Michael, I really am not a strong believer in people coming from the outside of a community going inside another community and telling them what they should do and how to live their lives. I don't think it's usually successful. But you found a unique way to tap into predominantly Hispanic community. What is it about you that they trust? What is it about you that when you go down Essex Street and you go into the corners of the bowels of Lawrence or Lowell or Haverhill, why is it that they trust you? Tell me a little bit about that. How do you get them to say, hey, keep moving, I don't want anything to do with you? What's it like? How did it start? Beside the run,
Well, building off the whole organization I started, which actually is called TMF, for people who don't know, it's called the Movement Family.
The Movement Family.
The Movement Family.
And you're on a website, you have your own website.
We do.
Okay, good.
So from there, the run, etc., like I just talked about,
Yeah.
I wanted to concentrate on three things: addiction, prostitution, homelessness. Those are three areas I really wanted to concentrate on and make an impact with. So I ended up hitting the streets of Lawrence and legit studying the streets of Lawrence without, reaching out to anyone for a good year. Because I didn't know what I was getting myself into.
No.
I wanted to be careful. I wanted to study. I wanted to
Sure.
know, the areas, under the bridges, the alleyways, behind McDonald's where people would stay under the trucks. Why do people trust me, maybe, end up, caring about me as an individual? I think it's because I wanted to slowly work my way into your heart. I know I couldn't just make an impact off, one interaction with you. But if I keep coming back to you and showing you I care, maybe, just maybe, that person might, trust me and, just go from there, baby steps, trust the process type of thing.
Trust the process. And it's not one and done. And that's what historically has been done. We
It's
go
not,
in.
It's not like, here's the clothes,
Yeah.
take care, hope everything goes well,
Yeah.
pat them on the back. I wanted to, learn your story.
Learn your story. So you took the time to learn the story. And you're going to be sharing that in all the health classes today. Some really powerful stories about you developing relationships with people whose only relationship probably at the end of their run, if they were addicts, and that led them to prostitution and that whole arena, was that they had no human relationships left.
Correct.
Other than their relationship with the drug and their relationship with other people as sick as they were. So you studied. You don't suggest, right, that we go out there and do it just off the top of our heads.
No, I don't.
You went into some dangerous areas, and God or someone was looking out for you, and you took the time. You returned to the scene. What's it about the cards? Tell us a little bit about the card concept that you came up with.
So I kind of want to take a different approach. I didn't want to just, hand the goodie bag out. Here's the clothes, here's the food, here's the drink, or like here's the money. I wanted to maybe approach you in a different way that you've maybe never experienced. So some of those TMF members I would have write on an index card, little saying, something small: believe in yourself, don't give up hope, I know you can do this. And we would, drive down Broadway late at night, me and a couple TMF members, the older ones, who I felt like, were mature enough to be out there and could handle and see those type of things. We would stop and we would hand that index card, to a girl selling her body to support her habit, or an addict, a homeless individual. Hand them that index card, and instantly they would read it in front of you, like, believe in yourself. And that's just not something they usually see, reading an index card. Sometimes, hearing explicit names to people driving by, or just like, oh, take care. But to read an index card, that's different. And then to return to them, a couple times a week, it's like, wow, this individual actually really cares about me like this. Just these random kids.
Why, Michael? Why do you care?
I just feel like behind everyone's smile, everyone has a story. I'm driving by these individuals. We drive by them every single day. Everyone does.
The invisible people?
It's people that don't have a voice, People, I call them sometimes, the lost souls. They got lost in their journey, and they're out there. But I wanted to learn their story and understand why. And I wanted to get you back onto that connection with your family, reunite with people you love. And I just wanted to show, I believe in everybody. I really feel like, if you put in the effort and you meet someone halfway, you can succeed.
And I think, going back to your teachers in your high school, I think Methuen is unique. And I have been here a long, long time. No, really. And I think that's one thing that's really unique about our staff and the people who support our staff, our administration, that we really do care about the person. I mean, I always felt that as a teacher, I don't focus on your mind. I focus on your heart first. And if I can get you to believe that I believe in you, then we can start to work on the intellect. Then we can start to work on Odysseus and Shakespeare and what have you. And basically what you're doing is you have a kind soul. I mean, you don't manufacture that. That came from somewhere. You have a power. There's something about you that I've even experienced at my old age after all the loss that I've occurred in my life to addiction, that when I'm with you, I feel better about myself. And that's a unique spirit to have. You have a glow about yourself. And it's not that you are perfect. It's not that you try to be perfect. You don't claim to have all the answers to the problems. But we have so many meetings and so many coalitions, and they're talking about why, and all the politicians are getting together in Washington and spending money, this and that, and it's so frustrating for someone like myself who's been in the recovery community for so long, and then here comes along a guy who has a very simple approach, and it's that simplicity of reaching out to another human being. Not talking about it on TV, not a news clip, not a cable show, but someone just through their own heart reaching out and showing to another, because addiction's ugly. They burn their families. They rip off, they steal. It's an ugly, ugly, insidious disease that most people really have a hard time understanding, especially our children. Why would my daddy drink so much if he loved me? I had a girl just yesterday say, my daddy doesn't care about me. He loves dope more than he loves me. And I don't care anymore. So how do you break through to a child who's been abandoned in some way? But somehow you put that to the side, you go right to the heart of the matter, and you have a process that seems to work. TMF has grown from those first 3-mile runs to what? What has it grown to?
Wow, it's now been 7 years, the program. Individuals, I can honestly say we've had over 360 individuals in the 7 years that have been in TMF. Not consistently throughout the 7 years, but that have been in the program.
They come
and to some of those kids, TMF has changed their life. I know there's been a couple, current Methuen High students who still attend the meetings, and it means a lot to them. We actually are grateful, and like I said, we used to meet at the Methuen High bus loop weekly. We didn't have anywhere to go. We didn't have any money. We were just meeting in a park area, trying to work team building activities to make the world a better place. We were grateful enough now to have the VFW in Lowell as a meeting area. So I would do every Thursday night a meeting at 7 o'clock, just trying to change the world, a group of individuals, trying to make an impact on the lives of people out there in the streets, but also ourselves, believing in each other that we can succeed.
Well, Michael, I can't tell the Methuen community, I can't tell them how much you mean to me and how much you mean to my family and to my little Jameson. You would make any father proud to have you as a son. I hope Methuen Public Schools looks at you closer, and someone somewhere really understands the impact that you have on people. And today is a good day, that you're going to have a wonderful day sharing your experience with high school students, and maybe you'll pick off 1 or 2 or 3 or 4, and maybe you'll see them at a meeting. You promised me that I will go to Lowell, and I'll go onto the street with you so you can show the old man some things, because I think we learn from each other, and you really do bring out the best in people. Before we end today's session, Michael, is there anything that you want to say to people? Is there anything you want to say to the Methuen Public Schools, or just to anyone out there that may be struggling as we speak, and maybe channel surfing at 1 o'clock in the morning, and then watching our show?
2 things. There's one quote I live by, and I think people should really take into consideration with their everyday life, is people may forget what you said and forget what you did, but people will never forget how you made them feel. I think love is one of the most powerful things in this world, and if you can, demonstrate love to someone and care about someone, that'll go a long way. People remember the little things. The other thing is a little thing my dad told me is 86400. So you have 86,400 seconds in a day, and it's up to you, what you're gonna do with that time. And so that's why I kind of live every day, you know, like it's my last, and just try to make an impression on people, try to, you know, make a difference in my everyday life. So I, you know,
Help others.
Yeah, basically.
Service. It's service. It's service to other human beings. Michael, we could all learn from you, and you are a gentleman. You represent Methuen Public Schools. You represent humanity, and I'm so glad I got to see you as a young man. I'm so glad I got you back to meet my family and to be part of my life again. You've made a big difference since I lost my son. You filled a void, and I want to thank you personally, and I think Methuen Public Schools will really appreciate today as the keynote speaker for Red Ribbon. So I hope to have you back here on the show. I hope only for the best for you. I know that you're headed for much, I wouldn't say bigger and better, because right now what you're doing is the best you can do when you care about another human being and you actually do something about it. So Michael, from the bottom of my heart, from Methuen Public Schools, thank you so much for being here today with us.
Oh, thank you for having me. I really appreciate it.
Thank you, everyone, and hopefully you felt a little bit of what Michael Gorman is all about. TMF is his website domain. We'll give out more information through our TV program. But thank you very much for watching our first cable show of 2017. Thank you again, Michael, and thank you all for watching. That is it today.